Greetings, everyone. Mahaba. Hola. Bienvenido. Listen to this. You ever hear the talking bottle? Really? It said that? What else did it say? You're kidding me. That was it. Hold on, everybody. That's Elon, and that's uh, Annie, and they're sitting on the top of the world. Show what I'm doing here. Shall I resume all my tasks? Oh, okay. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Oh, that's not gonna fit there. Oop, wrong one. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. This other one here. Let me put you there. Raise you up. Look at you. Look at you. Oh my God. Oh, I have 13 people on. Well, hello there, everybody. That's my art. This is Donald Trump. See that? That's a sketch of Donald Trump. See? Because there's two sides to Donald Trump. There's a side he shows his donors and Project 2025, and then there's the real Donald. Well, I hope the real Donald gets better, because you have to take care of your health, Mr. Presidente. Okay. Hold on while I get myself organized here. I do have errands to run, but I think I'm gonna have to just place an order. Oh. Licensed Yankee wear. My husband used to order welding caps. I have to take everything out of here. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. Me and my ongoing projects. Empty out this cabinet because I removed the door, and I have to put this stuff in over there, and I'm gonna bring this cabinet into the garage because I have to, clear it all out, and I'm doing all this on my own. So I go as I go. My Dremel. I love this. It has all the different attachment pieces to it. And the little baby drill. My nephew made fun of me. He thought I had all pink tools, and I was like, no, Michael, his name is Michael. You know me. You know I'm a worker bee. My sister would have the pink because she would have the pink. Oh my God. Anybody want to come back for the day? I'll pay you on an app. Oh, God. Okay, well. All right, now I have to get these little, this is just for, I had a bag there with rags. I had a bag hanging up. And, well, I removed that. I just had all the, like, the rags for cleaning and all. Oh, boy. Let's see. Well, here we go. I will be right back. I have to get the little container. Oh, before I leave, I'll show everybody remember I was talking about preparing? Well, this is, these are trimmings. This is wood shavings. And this is a paper bag that I had. And, I'm going to pour mineral spirits in here and saturate it. And then add some more wood. And then I'm going to pour some of the paraffin wax. These are really great to have because you can make your own homemade candles for an emergency, or if you want, you can distribute them to people who are unhoused because of how our society is. You know, the greed masters who take and take and take, and then, you know, want to build cages for society it's unhoused, you know, because. All right, hold on. Let me get these containers. Una moment. Oh, let me show off my trophies. These are. This is what's left of them because they fell. So now I'm 65. So years ago, I used to watch that show. What was it? Some show. Is it Ed Sullivan maybe? Some other show. Oh, Lawrence Welk, where they would have the ladies swimming, and they would do the acrobatics. Well, this is what's left of my 3 swimming trophies. One is the first place, one is and the other 2 are second place. Yeah, and then I have a second place from a citywide champ when I was the athlete. When I was going to marry Mark Spitz because he was a swimmer and I was a swimmer, and I said we'll make a team together and maybe I can well, he was way older than me, but he was a swimmer. Does everybody remember Mark Spitz? Remember him? Well, you'd have to be in my age category. He was a famous athlete. He went to the Olympics. Mm-hmm. Oh, and there's a housewife ended up in the bushes. Everybody, you see that? This is licensed stuff. This is all licensed little trinkets that I purchased. This is one of the house. No, she was actually the lotto lady. Of the statue of a lotto lady. Hold on 1 second. I have to get my stuff. I'll be right back. 2 watchers. Hello, watchers. Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, wherever you may be. Here I am. I'm back with my containers. I can see who's ever on the chat. Who's ever on the chat? Hello, hello. Who's ever on the chat? Oh, I'm gonna clean out these containers. If I put anything in them, because now OCD, they are clean. They are clean, but OCD, I want to have them clean up. Clean up. Clean it again. Again. 15 more push-ups. About getting stuff done. Okay. That's me forever taking caps off and not putting them back. Oh, I like this. This is a good smell. Oh, and everything has gone up at the Dollar Tree. Yeah, now things are $1.50. I knew that was gonna happen. And the price go up again. Yeah. So for all of us who are, I don't buy any cleansing products from any big store. I go to the dollar stores. I love the Dollar Tree. I don't know who the owner is. Probably somebody I am not fond of, I'm sure. As far as who they're lined up with, but consumer-based products. Cleaning. Like a bottle like this in a department store is like $5 or $7 or something stupid like that. So making your own. Sodium lauryl sulfate. Sodium lauryl sulfate with distilled deionized water or regular tap water. It's a latherer. Castile soap. And an emulsifier for moisture and water. Everybody wants to buy 1,000 things, It's like all that hair care stuff and all, oh, you need to buy a hair mask and a scalp cleanser and no. I think I shared the story. I have a bottle of a hair oil that I bought. Actually, it was about maybe 15 years ago. Because you would just add a little, and then, of course, my OCD, it goes back into the bathroom cabinet, and it's way up above, and I forget it, and then I buy like 3 more for like half price. But then just use them, but it's natural oils. Well, the cones, the dimethicone, all that stuff that you get a sheen to the hair, but it's actually, it's not a natural, it's an oil, it's a polymer. So use an actual oil, better. And then you're not buying all that plastic. And save your plastic bottles. Oh my God. Oh, my dogs have been reusable weave pads. I would lay them out over the plastic, the thick, a doormat, a floor mat, plastic, and she would go and do her business, and then I would throw it into the tub with bleach and dish soap, and clean up the whatever solid waste, and then just flush it down the toilet. Yeah, might be. I'd like to get another dog. I'd like to get a pair. They have they're a team. We'll see. I'm waiting to leave my luxurious life and just travel all over, the airports nearby, so I could, hire price. Caviar also food. Let me make a sizzle reel. Where can I go? Let's see. Oh, God. No, if I was able to afford that type of luxury, I would give that money to feed people. A reputable place. Not a place where the CEO makes like $500,000 and then they ask for donations after you purchase stuff that's donated. That they get a kickback on. Sasquatch footwear. Lady size 10. Actually, they're big on me, but with 2 pairs of socks, they're good and they're lined. That's the Swedish, yeah, and the African big feet, and the Russian. Most Russians that I ever met were pretty. They were tall. They weren't like tiny little. Certain cultures, different body statures. My homemade screen cover. I put this back up here. I added the magnets that attached them. It's a project I created. See, I hate to share stuff because other people just take my idea and I've already seen it with recipes. I was like, all right, these rat beep 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 beeps. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's just so certainly never ending. But that's all good. Anyone? A very good read, very intense read. It is titled The Feeling of What Happens, Body and Emotion in the Making of Consciousness. Antonio Damasio. Excellent read. Excellent. I'm going to open up the page. I'm going to read it. So. Core Self. Okay, I got to go against the light because I can't see. Okay. Core Self. I'm going to stand this way. The light's glaring. The transient prognosis of consciousness generated for any object that provokes the core consciousness mechanism. Because of the permanent availability of provoking objects, it is continuously generated and thus appears continuous in time. The mechanism of core self requires the presence of proto-self. The biological essence of the core self is the representation in a second-order map of the proto-self being modified. This is deep. This is real deep. And you're like, let me think about that now. How is that applicable to me or people around me? Let me think. Anyway. All right, now look at the mess here on the floor. There we go. Now this is all plastic. I have to roll this up. I'm going to have to put it into a plastic bag. And I have to get the vacuum so I can keep everything nice and in order. the homemaker. I take care of everyone. And where are they for me? It's just dreadful. I can't take it. But that's the truth. Nobody shows up. Nope. Never, 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 never. How do I survive this dreadful existence? Oh my God. Here's OCD. Well, while I'm in this room here, I have to make use of my time. But in all seriousness, I need to hire somebody to help me. Well, like I said, my guy was coming today, but his baby became ill. She has ADD, but I'm in the same room, so at least I'm keeping it close within the same vicinity. Usually I walk out of her room and I'll start cooking or... Oh wait, maybe let me go to the attic now, let's see, no. Everybody has attention deficit disorder. Everyone gets distracted. If you walk into another room or if the phone rings, if you're in the middle of doing something, you go there, for the moment. Or like word association, if you're doing something and then you see something, say like on TV, you hear something or something pops up, or on your phone, whatever, and then I do word association, like if I see something like with food, I'll say, like that word will come into the conversation but it's not part of it, but the visualization is part of it, and we all do that. When I finish this, I'm going to share I'm going to get into some real philosophy. Look at this color, how awesome. Color. I had dyed something. It's actually red, and then it bled red. It was red, and then it bled, yeah, and then onto the gray. It makes the gray look purple. It's just really cool. You'd have to be here to see it to get the visual. Cleaning lady all the time, the laundry lady. That's it. I'm done. I need a break. Done. That's it. I'm kidding. Alright, here we go. Let's get back to this now. This is the bomb. I love this. Absolutely love it. It's a hose tool. People would be at job sites and they would just like throw away stuff that, like, say the contract, like the person purchased, and it's like stuff that you can take to other jobs, and then they wonder why they can't make payroll. Like, Alright, let's now I'm putting it over here. I'm going to get the plastic bags. Oh, so awkward. Great for floor cleaning. Instead of buying those wasteful attachments, you could buy these. Use a cleanser on your floor cleaner, you know, and soak this in bleach and hot water, and then instead of buying that stuff to waste. That's what we are. We're Waste America. U.S. Wasteland. My husband and I used to go to Connecticut often, and when we'd go to Connecticut, we'd go out and have food. We were at this one restaurant. It's in the mall. It's actually near the mall. It's part of the mall, the Danbury Mall. Nice place. Any case, these young girls, a group of them, they had all ordered, and they had all ordered, they had all ordered steak, chicken, fish, and they took like 2 nibbles of it, and then it was taken away, like, you know, by the bus server. Waste. Anorexia, you know, eating disorder, whatever. But that's American. What the heck happened here? Electric. Pull the electric. I can do that. It's actually stuff that's really easy, but it's just a matter of having help while you're doing it. I hired people. One guy was working, the other guy was on his phone. And I told the guy who brought him, I said, tell him to get off his phone. So he said it, and then he was on his phone again. I said to him, okay, if you're going to be on your phone, you could leave. And he said, oh no, I'm so sorry. Thank you. On your own time, you could have your romance or your argument or set your appointments, but do it on your time. If you're getting paid, don't do it while you're getting paid. Not around me anyway. There. Paint. You'll be right there. Okay. Go right there. Have to put the AC on because it's burning up in here. Ooh. Hold on, everybody. I'm gonna start the philosophers. I'll be right back. So what's new in breaking news today? Have I missed anything majorly exciting? Or, do people remember, well, it was just recently, I'm not sure if people recall or pay attention, but for weather people, there was just in Bangladesh, India, there was, they had um, tsunamis, monsoon rains, and then we have this storm, this front that, came over. Do people remember, obviously, you remember, I think, I say obviously like everybody remembers these things, but Hurricane Sandy. Um, well, when Sandy came through, before Sandy arrived here, Sandy was, there were reports of African butterflies and how the butterflies started, because that's where the storm came from. That's where the storm came from. And then recently we just had those rains. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. We had there were torrential downpours. Anyway, there was storms, a monsoon rain, India, Pakistan. It just happened. Yeah, they just had something on.
Evacuation orders have been issued in Pakistan's most populous province, Punjab, amid warnings.
Punjab, mandatory evacuation. This was just on. Today is the 26th of August. Yeah. And then there was some other weather condition going on. So weather is all connected, and then, with the global winds and everything, so it goes back to the same analogy. Nothing is in a vacuum. Everything is connected, interconnected. But as far as my philosophy, well, I lost my train of thought. Well, and I think I'm going to have to resume that because I'm just in the middle of so much stuff and I'm looking around and I'm verklempt. Oh God, I can't handle. It's just too difficult for me. It's just too much. Oh God. Anyway, this is to hang pipe, but you can actually do a lot with it. You could hang photographs. You could stick it inside. You could tack it onto some wood. You could frame. You could use it to frame photos also. There's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna have to write down my philosophical thoughts, so this way I can retain my short-term memory. I'm sure it will come back to me in a moment. Okay, I'm gonna say this now to our president. This is what I want to philosophize upon. Donald Trump, I hope your health improves, and I hope you feel better, and I hope you start having better foods so that you have overall better health. Because as the leader of the free world, your well-being is absolutely paramount to people who depend. Well, let's put it this way: we don't depend on you, but in a sense of civilization, what you do is significant, and your actions are significant. So I hope that you make changes that are going to be productive and positive for overall humanity, not your investors. And by doing so, that means you're going to have to make changes that will be not looked upon highly by the people who are feeding you all this stuff and telling you, but you have your own ideas on your views of racial divide. We all know that because we do remember the your response after the Central Park incident, and how with your wealth, how you paid for that advertising in that periodical called the New York Times. Uh, certain things you can't say, but overall, you have had people that were not legal working in your establishments. Plenty. So I hope you have a change of heart. I hope you have a change of heart. And I also hope you really turn the ship around with tariffs because, to be real, dude, you're effing a lot of ish up. You're effing up the global freaking economy, man. That's the real truth, right here to God. So, uh, your advisors, they need to seek advisors who are not multi-billionaires like they are, okay? Because for the regular working people, you're you're hurting us. You're hurting Americans with all of this stuff. And they say the truth shall set you free. Uh, this incident, this situation that's happening now with Epstein is very dark. So darkness never stays hidden. Darkness never stays hidden. It does momentarily, but not permanently to infinity. Everything becomes exposed. So remember that, okay? Anyway, I have to resume where I was because I gotta. Oh my gosh, it's like never ending. It's never ending. Anyway, everybody, have a good one. Stay safe, stay well, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and do the right thing. And if you see ice, call him out. You see him? That's what I'll be doing. I got, I got a megaphone. Ice, run! Yeah. Migrants build the economy. Migrants build the economy. Companies hire migrants to earn billions for them. They have been earning billions for them. Your Republican donors have migrants working for them, okay? People that they've had long working relationships with. I am sure every single one of you have had financial interactions with a migrant for doing some type of service. Because if you're gonna sit there, if you're gonna talk, out of the side of your mouth and BS, trust and believe that's what it's gonna be. Because every single person, we are intertwined with every other race. Every single person, we are all part of humanity. And I don't know if you think this is like the Crusaders' age, where you're gonna come in your knight, you're gonna wear a king, you're gonna, hold on one second. Oh my God. I thought I was gonna just, oh, there it goes. Yeah, you're not a king, on a throne, where you're gonna have like your knights coming and, you know, you know, go on a, on a rampage and level of aggression with weaponry against people. You know, we're not living in that time, so yeah, you have to turn the ship around. If you want to go to heaven, if you want your soul to be at peace, and if you want the souls to be at peace for your heirs, because what a person does also transcends to their heirs and their generations, you know. So if you do bad, well, bad carries, bad follows, bad follows, bad follows like your shadow, you know. Everybody, have a good one. I'll be back. I have to get back to my assignments. Now I have to turn off the air conditioner because now it's starting to make me wheeze. The weather, the weather. Also, one last thing I'll say to you, Mr. President, um, what you should do, whatever residence you're in, you should put out a piece of, take a coffee filter. Take a coffee filter and stick it outside of the window where you're located. See how much dust and little microparticles will appear on that. That's the kind of stuff that we breathe in, that's in our atmosphere, so it's all over. Just a little science test for you. Because global warming is real, what's happening, you know, with the climate is real, and I hope that your administration is prepared for the next round of storms and hurricanes that will be arriving, because we have weather conditions happening. Those poor children, what happened in Texas, that was horrible. And in the Carolinas, you know, and the other areas. And when was it, Missouri got hit, like some hurricane had happened, and like, you know, you have to be a neutral player. You have to be neutral, and so you have to acknowledge everything, Mr. President. Not only states that, you know, supported you. It doesn't work that way. It's not a country club with limited membership according to your income and your race. It's the United States of America. Not America, the United States of America. Okay? Have a good one, everybody. I'll be back. Bye. Thanks for watching.